Inte är det någon här.
Mm.
Ja, hörru Sniff, måste du göra sådär?
Hej! Idag ska jag återigen prata om frimurarna och New World Order. Som vanligt så har jag ännu idag fler saker att tillägga som jag tidigare inte har tagit upp. Det finns alltid nya saker att ta upp när det kommer till frimurarna och deras vidriga planer. I denna video så ska jag visa väldigt intressanta klipp från en intervju med en före detta frimurare. En polis i USA som har varit frimurare, men han valde att lämna orden då han insåg att det är en mycket ondskefull organisation. Den enda anledningen att han valde att gå med var för att främja karriären och för att han tyckte att det lät intressant med biblisk historia om Salomos tempel och det hela. Men frimurarna, anledningen att de är så besatta av Salomos tempel, det är så att i alla deras loger så har de 2 pelare. I många av deras symboler inkluderar pelare. Och det representerar Salomos tempel. Det är så att frimurarnas mål är att återuppbygga Salomos tempel när de har upprättat en världsregering. De vill förbjuda alla nuvarande religioner och införa en ny världsreligion. Och deras mål är att den ska styras från Salomos tempel i Jerusalem. De vill återuppbygga det så kallade Tredje Templet, frimurarna. Och där vill de skapa någon ny världsreligion som ska vara New World Orders världsreligion så att säga. Och det är därför de alltid är så besatta av Salomos tempel, frimurarna. De vill återuppbygga Salomos tempel som det såg ut under biblisk tid. Ja, det vill de. Och det kommer de göra om globalisternas planer lyckas. Det finns ett vidrigt monster som heter Klaus Schwab. Han är 33 gradens frimurare och ledare för World Economic Forum. Hans propaganda säger att år 2030 så kommer befolkningen inte äga någonting, men det kommer ändå att vara lyckliga. Fy för satan, vilket kräk! Och alla våra politiker i hela världen stödjer denna dåre. Klaus Schwab kan vara bland den otäckaste varelsen som existerar i världen. Och jag säger varelse för att han är överhuvudtaget ingen människa. Han är en Anunnaki. Och det har jag pratat om tidigare. Men det är en demigod. Alltså han är en ättling till de Anunnaki-gudar som fanns här på jorden för ett par tusen år sedan. Och han är även släkt med Rothschild som är en utomjordisk familj. Det innebär att han har demoniskt blod. Han har demoniskt DNA. Han är inte ens en människa. Han är ett monster. Och det märker man på World Economic Forums agenda att det handlar om att förslava mänskligheten och skapa ett Hunger Games-samhälle.
Can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains and I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants, and we measure your brain waves and I can immediately tell you how the people react, or I can feel how the people react to your answers. Is it imaginable?
I think that is imaginable. I think
the next step could be to go into a prescriptive mode, which means you do not even have to have elections anymore, because you can already predict and afterwards you can say, why do we need elections? Because we know what the result will be. Can you imagine such a world?
well, you might then further ask, well, why do we need to have, elected leaders at all? Because you might as well have all the decisions made. I think that's, once again, you're venturing into...
Här tänkte jag visa ett väldigt intressant klipp. En väldigt kraftigt nedkortad version av en intervju med en polis som är före detta frimurare. Och han valde att lämna orden då han insåg att det är ett mycket otäckt hemligt sällskap som han inte vill vara en del i. Han ville främja sin karriär och han tyckte att det var intressant med Salomos tempel. Men sen förstod han att jag tror jag har tagit en fel riktning i livet. Och det var mycket klokt av honom att lämna det. Nu, låt oss rulla klippet.
Well, my career in law enforcement, I actually joined the Brotherhood of Freemasons.
How'd you get into that?
Man, a lot of cops are involved with that.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's a thing that I'm not saying you must do, but 95% of them do. You know what I mean?
Now, what's the benefit out of it? Like, what's the main purpose?
Actually,
95.
For me, if you're going to ask me the question, I think it was more like biblical history.
Oh, okay.
What intrigued me the most was they talked about King Solomon's temple and the Holy of Holies, and I've always been intrigued by it.
So this actually exists?
Yes, it does. It's the occult. It's nothing to be messing with.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. To be one, you have to ask one. So one of my supervisors, he was a lieutenant, pretty much came up to me and asked me, "Hey, you want to join a club?" And I'm like, "What kind of club is it?" You know what I mean? Right. Well, it's a Freemasons. I did my background, on them and did my research, and I've seen a lot of positive things that came out. You have to go through rituals first. The first phase is the inner apprentice phase. That's phase one, and you do your rituals. They take you in and they tie a toe to your ankle. Made of
tie a toe.
A toe, yeah, ankle toe. They call it the ankle toe. And it's made out of what do you call it? It's like a harness. It's like a tie. They tie it around your leg, and they raise your pants leg up, and you're there in a suit, and then you go around. You're blindfolded, so you can't really see the actual temple. It's a temple. You got Joaquin and Boaz on one side. The two towers, which is the two pillars. So the Freemasons.
This is like big time.
Oh, it's a ritual.
This is like sacred stuff.
I started doing more homework on it. What did I get myself into? But
did you ever get that far?
Oh yeah, I became a master mason.
Okay.
The highest you go is 33rd.
I know some of these rich people, these Hollywood people, they give land, millions of dollars.
Oh yeah. It all depends, because those are called dues, right?
Okay.
And you talking about occultic, satanic individuals that work in Hollywood. Reverence, of money, of people of power.
Wow.
And not every Masonic lodge. They all talk about the same, but everybody's different. Because in order for you to be a Shriner, you got to be a Mason. For you to be a Knights Templar, you got to be a Mason. And the more you go up in that pyramid, and the highest you could go is a Rothschild.
Right.
They're the highest of the highest.
Really?
Yeah, they're the satanic children of Satan.
Wow.
They actually sit on the table, and they have a special chair for Satan right there. And he comes and talks to these family members, and they're the ones the shaking and bakers, I call it.
Now, this all has to do also with those people who go out into the wood and they burn that wooden owl and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. You talking about the Illuminati.
Illuminati, okay. So
right.
This has to do with them?
Oh, yeah. You have to be a Freemason to be that. All the presidents were Freemasons.
Okay.
A small portion weren't. But they were Jesuits. This is the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, even the Pope. They don't. I'm going to be honest. They don't actually have to do the whole ritual. They have to watch.
Right.
and because of their power and rank within the church.
But it's still controlled by them.
Oh yeah, everything is controlled by the white and black pope.
Yeah.
So black and white, which is white and black tiles, is where we have our temple.
That's what you get.
You know what I mean? A lot of these guys and women, men and women that work in Hollywood, they're all Satanists.
I bet.
All of them are Satanists. And you know what? Anybody could tell me different. I really don't care because I know. Certain hand signs that you do, you know, the pyramid, the rock, you know, Jay-Z calls this the rock, is a pyramid.
Right.
All right? But in that pyramid, there's 13.
Right. You also got the, what was this?
Well, that's the horns of the devil.
Right.
The devil's horns, yeah. And, you know, that's Illuminati. You could use it for the Shriners use it too.
Right.
That's the Moloch.
Okay.
Moloch is the actual owl that they worship out in California. All these big shots, big corporations, they go there. And that's where they make the presidents too.
Really?
They make presidents there. They know which president they're going to make. They make them. All this political stuff,
right,
that's just BS. That's bullshit.
Why?
That is bullshit. That is the most deceiving thing in America. They know which the Rothschilds makes the presidents. They're trillionaires. They own the world. They own like 90% of the world.
Yeah, and plus, if you have all these superstars and all these,
you
actors,
control their puppets.
Well, and not only that, they got the money to buy land.
Oh yeah.
And eventually, it's going to be one government.
Yes.
Or one secret government, should I say? The Illuminati or the Masons.
Right.
Who will control all this land.
But see, the Masons are the foot soldiers of the Illuminati. You understand, right, the pyramid, right?
Yes, yes.
It's shaped like a triangle, right? So we're at the very bottom.
At the very bottom.
And then above that, you got different families. You know, different. Above that, you got York Rite, Scottish Rites, which are also sets of different branches of Freemasons. And then you go into Knights Templar, and you got so Shriners.
I guess that's where you get the all-seeing eye from.
The all-seeing eye is Lucifer.
Right.
Underneath them is the Rothschilds. Underneath them is the Council of 13. Or the Council of 33. Or 13. No, 13. Underneath them, you got the Council of 33. Underneath them, you got big, different corporations like the CFR.
Wow.
The Council of Foreign Relations. And underneath them, you got, like 6 big companies that own all the, they own all the real estate, and they own all like media outfits. So they own, property, they own land, they own everything. So you got 6 corporations in the world that owns 90% of the assets and the money of the world, right? So even the Federal Reserve is not of the United States. It's a separate entity that's ran by the Rothschilds. See, the Rothschilds, they run all that from their house. Wow. And they live out in England. They don't leave that house.
Yeah, I heard something about that.
They don't leave the house.
Why is that? I mean, is there
because that's where the devil dwells. That all comes together with the Freemasons.
So their ultimate goal is pretty much to have one world order,
one world religion,
and one world
currency. Yep.
To eventually rule the world.
Rule the world, right?
Which is to usher in also the
Antichrist.
The Antichrist, Mark of the Beast, and so
Mark
on.
of the Beast, right.
So you've seen all this firsthand.
Yeah. Oh yeah, firsthand. I mean, I've seen the rituals. I see where they imitate them trying to kill you. Wow. When you get in your masters, they put you like, they simulate that they're stabbing you, and they killing you like Tubal Cain, Mm-hmm. They have to be like the Baphomet. Like is it above, like is it below? You see the Baphomet?
Yes. He has 4 arms, something like that.
No. That's Hindu. I'm talking about the Baphomet is the god of the Knights Templar.
Okay, I'll post a picture as you're saying this.
Yeah.
I'll post a picture.
It's a goat's face with horns.
Right.
Has breast of a woman and the remaining lower half of man, and then the feet of a goat.
Wow.
So they worship that. That's Lucifer. All right, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
They eat fecal matter. They drink urine. I mean, it's disgusting. I never did that. I never got that high up to do nothing like. But when you're up there and they expose everything to you at the 30th to the 33, you're done. You're selling yourself to the devil at that point.
And then not only that, you're sworn to secrecy.
Yeah, you sworn never to divulge any information, but to always protect and help your fellow brother. That's it. but they don't make you do nothing with that. It's just like senseless rituals, you know. And you want your ego to get through. You're eager to get your ring, you know, your token.
Yeah.
Or any other, you know, Masonic memorabilia that you could wear. You put it on.
I've met somebody when I was working at the shipyard. Someone who did have a ring.
Yeah, I used to wear a ring all the time.
Okay, so they give you rings.
No, you have to buy it. You have to purchase it yourself. Or if you're my brother and I'm giving you a token of my appreciation to you because you already became a master.
Right.
Well, here's sometimes they'll give you a dime with a compass and square on it.
Wow, okay.
You know what I mean? Unless you really put it up close to see it, that's a token of appreciation and love from your brother.
Gotcha.
Or they'll probably, you know, well, you know what? We want to buy you your first ring. Or they'll give you a shield to put in your car. But see, if you start exposing them, they'll go after you, they'll go after your family, they'll try to kill you because the government is part of it. It's not only civilians, the government is in cahoots with these people.
Right.
And in there's sectors throughout the whole country that's split apart. I don't know if it's north, east, south, and west, but they have witches that are in charge of these sectors and warlocks that are in charge of these sectors, and they pretty much monitor the satanic, you know, I'm going to use the satanic, you know, members. You know, like they call it congregation too, just the opposite of being a Jesus believer. You know, I don't want to use the word Christianity.
Yeah.
But I want to, you know, believers, right? So they have specific warlocks and, you know, Council of 13 witches, which are either male or female, and pretty much they're in charge of thousands of members of the congregations and the local witches and warlocks that are in charge of that congregation.
Wow.
And a lot of them are politicians, heavily involved in witchcraft. And they have to do certain rituals and certain things in order for them to gain favor with the Rothschilds, and then they send orders of you know, orders of doing things for that family.
Wow.
You know, they give them orders, and with those orders money comes with it. This whole country is not based upon Christianity. It's satanic from head to toe. Don't ever think that the president is not a satanic worshiper either. Don't ever think. And I'm going to put it out there too. I'm going to put it out there.
No.